Hi, good morning. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets, driving while talking about markets. So this week it's all about inflation. You've got inflation numbers in the UK, you've got inflation numbers in Canada, you've got inflation numbers in Europe, and you've got inflation numbers in the US. So in Canada, they're expecting inflation to come down to about 2.8%. In Europe, down to about 2.4%, UK down to 4.3%. And there's no indication at the moment on the PCE, the personal consumption expenditure inflation measure, which is the most favored measure of the Fed in the US, that comes out on Friday. So assuming that inflation is trending down and assuming that the fact that it's under control, then there's no harm and no problem in the central banks lowering interest rates. Where is the issue? As I stated over again, what the Fed did, which is the central bank in the US, it gave clear indication, the green light, all go. Let's go on a buying spree to the Wall Street. We're going to reduce interest rates by at least 3 times. And that is really unusual. By giving that green light, effectively what they've said is that they're abandoning the fight on inflation. Remember, a few weeks ago, the Fed said that inflation was sticky. All of a sudden, it's become unsticky. In other words, everything is under control. So it does smell bad. However, back in the UK, Andrew Bailey, the MPC, the head of the Bank of England, and the Monetary Policy Committee, they kept interest rates as they are, but they didn't state that they're going to reduce rates by any number in 2024. However, the UK, being on a 0.00 GDP expectation, GDP gross domestic product, in other words, their growth is going to be close to zero, the probability is that they will reduce interest rates, giving relief to homeowners, mortgage owners, businesses, credit cards, car loans across the works. Because if they don't start reducing interest rates, there's going to be an overall problem in the UK, in Europe, and obviously in the US, where rates are too high. The problem is if inflation is not conquered and not done away with, which it is not, and core inflation is still rock solid high in more than any central bank wants it at, we're going to go into stagflation. And stagflation is where there is no growth but rising inflation. That will lead to rising unemployment, layoffs, bankruptcies, and business going down. So what really is the answer? Well, what the answer is that the central banks need to be responsible and slowly reduce interest rates to monitor the situation. Don't come out with blazing statements that give the green light to Wall Street or to go on a buying spree, buying mania, just buy whatever you want now because we've given up, we've thrown away the battle, we give up, raise the white flag on inflation, which is effectively what they've done at last week's FOMC post-meeting statement that they made last Wednesday. So there are danger signs out there. In addition to that, I have stated over and over again regarding regional banks in the US. The bank term funding program, which finishes in March, means the regional banks have to return the loans that they took out in March 2023 to save them from collapse. The problem is those loans have escalated to $128 billion, and the Fed's going to have a problem in March and probably come and go on some liquidity spree to give them another $200 billion of loans in order to save them. So you've got the US regional banks, you've got in Europe, you've got Deutsche Bank, Bank Paribas Capital Markets, which are in trouble, and in the UK, you're not going to have such a problem because most of the banks already have been bailed out or are government owned. But there was a problem with Metro Bank over the last few months, which raised alarm bells across the board. What you don't want is a run on the banks. That is a problem. So going into 2024 is a continuation effectively of the unofficial recession, where there'll be rising unemployment and lowering of interest rates initially, but the inflation is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, and the central banks, as per usual, are behind the curve, as per usual, are not fully aware what's going on, and any action they take is a typical knee-jerk reaction with no planning whatsoever. Remember, 2024 is the election year for Joe Biden and his cronies, so they'll do everything possible to get back into power. You can share, subscribe, comment. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. Have a great day.